Do you ever feel like your future won't change no matter how hard you try? The truth is that what you think today determines who you will be tomorrow. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi first trained his mind, which helped him beat any task. Today I'm going to show you a powerful way to change the way you think that can totally change your future. Lesson 1. See time as an investment, not just something to spend. Time is something that most people use idly or, worse, waste. You waste hours on things that don't help you reach your long-term goals, like endless scrolling or reactive jobs. People who do well and people who don't are different in how they use their time. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. He thought of every hour he spent training swordsmanship, watching his opponents, or thinking about strategy as an investment in his mastery and survival. It didn't matter what he was doing because he knew that every second would make his future self stronger. Seeing time as an investment changes the way you live. You should ask yourself, will this action pay off for my growth, skill, or peace in the long run? Instead of, do I feel like doing this? When you make a choice. This way of thinking promotes focus and planning ahead. Musashi often fought people who were only good at what they did and rushed into fights without preparing. He did, however, spend his time working carefully, observing carefully, and thinking strategically. This gave him a huge edge because mastery comes from years of deliberate, accumulated work, not luck. This idea also teaches you to be patient. It takes time for investments to grow. Musashi wasn't looking for results right away. He knew that the small, regular things he did every day would add up to an unmatched level of skill. In the same way, every choice you make, whether it's reading a book, practicing a skill, making friends, or thinking about your goals, is an investment in your future. First, take a look at how you spend your day. Figure out which things will help you grow in the long term and which will only make you feel good in the short term. Put moments that improve your skills, health, relationships, and peace at the top of your list. When you regularly use your time well, you not only get more done, but you also feel like you have control over your life and a sense of purpose. The story of Musashi shows that mastery and success are not accidents, but the product of making the most of every moment to invest in yourself. Time stops being an enemy and starts being a friend when you think this way. Each day becomes a building block for the future you want to make. Lesson 2. View every person you meet as a potential teacher. A famous Japanese martial artist named Miyamoto Musashi thought that everything in life is a chance to learn something. He didn't see people as opponents, competitors, or unimportant bystanders. He saw them as teachers who taught him about tactics, people, and how to control himself. Musashi could learn useful things from events that other people might have missed by seeing others as teachers. This way of thinking changed how he interacted with others, and arguments became chances to learn about other points of view and better ways to communicate. People saw the successes of others as examples to follow and learn from, and they saw mistakes as information that could help them make better decisions and do better things. Being humble and seeing everyone as a teacher can help you learn things you might not have known otherwise. Some of Musashi's wins came from his physical skills, but others came from his ability to learn from everyone and everything around him. To do this, you need to constantly observe, listen carefully, and ask good questions. When someone pushes you, think about what you can learn from that push. Similarly, when someone does well, look at their habits, attitude, and strategies. When you see everyone as a possible teacher, you turn every day into a classroom that never ends. This makes your mind sharper, your insights deeper, and your ability to handle problems stronger. Being a master doesn't just mean having skills. It also means constantly learning from the world and the people in it. Lesson 3. Believe that enough is a decision, not an amount. Realizing that enough is not something you measure from the outside. It's a choice you make inside is one of the most powerful changes you can make to your attitude. Most people spend their whole lives trying to get more of everything, more money, more fame, more stuff, because they think that they will be happy or successful once they have a certain amount. They are stuck in a loop of always wanting more, always comparing themselves to others, and always being unhappy. Miyamoto Musashi says that success and happiness come from setting goals for yourself, not from getting things from other people. He worked hard all his life to get better at things and learn new things, But he also knew when his focus and effort were enough for the time. Not even the desire for more could take his attention away from the job at hand or the growth he was working on. For real happiness, you need to know that you have enough to begin, practice, and get better. Being able to choose enough gives you freedom. You stop looking for approval from other people and start acting from a clear sense of purpose. You don't have to compare yourself to other people or use make-believe standards to judge your progress anymore. You instead focus on what really matters: your progress, your hard work, and how well your actions match your beliefs. This way of thinking also makes you more grateful. You can value what you already have and keep working toward important goals once you know what enough is. Musashi's life shows that focusing on mastery instead of accumulation leads to long-term growth and peace of mind. He didn't judge his actions by what other people thought he should achieve, but by how close they made him to mastery. What do I need today to grow, get better, and do the right thing? You should define sufficiency in terms of your work, focus, and presence, not in terms of what other people do. By picking enough on purpose, you can stop comparing yourself to others all the time, focus on doing things that matter, and develop a mindset that supports growth, resilience, and peace. Believing in enough as a choice, not a number, helps you act with purpose, save energy, and find happiness in every step of your journey. Musashi's victories show that this way of thinking is necessary for mastery. You can give your all, wisely and successfully, if you know what is enough. Lesson 4. Treat your energy as your most valuable currency. Things you do, thoughts you have, and choices you make all depend on energy. A lot of people think of money or time as their most important tools, but energy is much more important. You can't get it back right away once you've spent it. Musashi just knew this in his heart. Clear thinking, focus, and energy are very important for warriors. They can't fight well if they are tired or distracted. Your energy works the same way in real life. If you think of your energy as your most important asset, you should be careful about where and how you spend it. Your energy stores are used up by every action, thought, and contact. Some things, like creative work, exercise, or deep talk, can give you more energy. Others drain it, like pointless fights, too much worry, or bad environments. This idea is shown by Musashi's life. He carefully watched people and chose when and how to argue with them. He trained his mind and body on purpose, saving his energy for times when he had to be fully present and skilled. You start to see life differently when you put energy control first. You stop making promises you can't keep, moving without thinking, and letting distractions drain your energy. Musashi's wins were not just physical, they were also planned. He knew when to take action and when to hold back. By saving his energy for when it was needed, he was most successful and kept his cool when things got tough. When you treat energy like money, you have to choose where to put your attention. What activities, people, or events will give you energy? Which ones will make me tired? Spend more time doing things that make you feel good and set limits on the things that drain you. To protect and boost your energy, do things like daily routines, form healthy habits, and train your mind. Musashi taught that mastery is not just about having skills or information, but also about being able to manage resources, especially energy. When you see energy as your most valuable asset, you make sure that your actions have a purpose, your choices are clear, and your chances of winning in life are at their highest. Your future success will rest less on how much time or money you have and more on how well you use the energy you have now. Lesson 5. See your future self as someone you need to protect now. A powerful change that shapes your future self is seeing your future self as someone who rests on the choices you make today. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi knew this naturally and trained hard to be ready for challenges with skill, calmness, and strategy. You see things differently and want short-term pleasure less when you act with your future self in mind. This way of thinking helps you be disciplined and plan ahead, which keeps you from making hasty decisions that hurt your long-term success. Musashi's life shows how important it is to plan ahead because every choice he made was meant to improve his skills, make his mind sharper, and make him stronger. By taking care of your future self, you make sure that you will be strong, sure of yourself, and able to make a decision when the time comes. In real life, This means making decisions today that you will be glad you made in the future, like taking care of your health, learning a new skill, saving money, or staying focused on your goals. Over time, even small habits like setting aside time to learn or staying away from distractions can add up to huge benefits. When you think of your future self as someone you need to protect, you learn to be patient and strong as you suffer short-term pain for the sake of long-term gains. Every choice you make and action you take will lead to mastery, success, and peace if you treat your future self as someone who relies on you. If you take care of your future self now, you will have the life, chances, and successes you have always dreamed of. Lesson 6. Define success by your peace, not just your possessions. Musashi's life teaches us that true success is not about material wealth, fame, or attention, but rather about inner peace. A calm mind, stable emotions, and aligned behaviors with goals are key to mastery over life. Musashi's success was not due to wealth or fame, but by developing clarity, discipline, and inner calm. His calm mind allowed him to make quick decisions, see missed opportunities, and handle stress effectively. When focusing on inner peace as success, one can change their daily lives by prioritizing mindful actions, disciplined habits, healthy relationships, and work with purpose. This approach eliminates stress, envy, and greed, allowing individuals to focus on self-control rather than external approval. Musashi trained hard, paid close attention, and thought a lot to maintain control over themselves. Measuring success by peace also helps deal with losses. Mistakes are seen as opportunities to learn, grow, and learn. Distractions like envy and a focus on material things lose their power. In real life, one should ask themselves if they are happy with their choices, work, and progress. When peace rules, success is measured and decisions are made based on peace. Setting peace as a goal for success can lead to a long, focused, and satisfying life. Gains in material things come and go, but a calm mind and peaceful heart can help handle problems, make smarter choices, and truly control every aspect of life.